Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Tuesday evening inside the Shield Center. It's day 2 of the 2026 North Dakota Region 1A Boys Basketball Tournament, where today it's the semifinals here on yourliveevent.com. I'm Chase Miller with you courtside, and welcome to our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Taking a look at the matchups yesterday, Wahpeton was able to get here with a 52-49 win over Northern Cass. Braden Steffens with 20 points, and Gilbertson added 13 in the win for the Huskies. Kindred, the 2 seed, got down by the 7 seed of Valley City 65-56. Jack Dieterle with 31 points and 13 rebounds for the double-double for the big man on the inside for the Highlanders. And Oak Grove down Lisbon 56-39. Aiden Saunders with 14 points and 4 made three-pointers. So the semifinals tonight will feature the number 1 seed in Central Cass, who earned a bye into the semifinals. They got the 4 seed of Wahpeton. Then roughly at around 7:30, it'll be the 7-seeded Valley City Highlanders against a 3 seed of the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get into the series matchup between the Squirrels and the Huskies here this season. We'll also go from there. Your out-of-town scoreboard games going on tonight on yourliveevent.com. That and more before our coaches' conversation and our starting lineup. It's the Central Cass Squirrels and the Wahpeton Huskies for our first of a double dip tonight in Fargo in the Region 1A Boys Basketball Tournament.
Red River Valley winters are demanding. The expert heating and plumbing technicians at Bears Home Solutions will keep your home warm, dry, and comfortable all winter long. When winter's chill is in the air,
you need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
As we're inching closer to the opening tip today here from the Shield Center between Central Cass and the Wahpeton Huskies, taking a look at some of the other games going on across the state of North Dakota today, also on yourliveevent.com. It's the Devils Lake Firebirds and the Indians of Four Winds Minnewacan. As midway through the first quarter, it's Devils Lake 8, Four Winds Minnewacan 3. Joe Lancello, Kevin Kochman on the call for you on that one. That can be heard on yourliveevent.com. From there, also tonight on YLE is the Region 1B Boys Basketball Tournament out in Valley City. The semifinals that'll feature here a little bit later on today is Kidder County going up against Edgeley Cullum Montpelier and Medina Pinger Buchanan going up against Linton HMB. Those are the matchups today from the Hack out in Valley City. Josh Boyko on the call for you on those matchups. Here's a look at the A across the state in all 4 regions. Again, 2A will feature Four Winds Minnewacan, Devils Lake, Firebirds up by 5 midway through the first quarter of play. Then Mayport, CG, and Grafton will be the other semifinal later tonight on YLE. Region 3A up at the Minot State Dome, it's Turtle Mountain and Rugby and Botno squaring off with Dunseith. In the Region 4A tournament at Dickinson Trendy, it's the Beulah Miners going up against the Hazen Bison, and Shiloh Christian will tangle with Dickinson Trendy. All roads eventually lead to the Fargo Dome on the north side of Fargo, with the State A Boys Basketball Tournament beginning next Thursday through Saturday. The B will be at the Minot State Dome. If you need it, the state qualifiers will be here on Saturday at the Shack with the A at 1 and 3. The B will follow at 5 and 7 o'clock, respectively. So that's a look at our out-of-town scoreboard on our pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieINS.com to get a free quote. Started today. We'll take a break. When we come back, dive into the matchup a little bit more this season between Central Cass and Wahpeton. Go over some of the players to watch out for, all ahead of our starting lineups and the opening tip. Plus, we'll get in our coaches' conversation as well. It's the 1-seed Central Cass against the 4-seed Huskies here on your liveevent.com.
New Solid Tech R floors deliver sustainable high performance from bottle to floor. They're PVC-free and made with natural stone and recycled single-use plastic for scratch-proof, flood-proof protection that stands up to all that your life demands. Because sustainability, beauty, and performance are at the heart of Solid Tech R floors.
Available at Carpet World, 17th Avenue South, online at carpetworldfargo.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
The City of Hillsborough encourages customers to use electricity wisely through its Bright Energy Solutions rebate program. These rebates help customers save energy and money, improve their comfort, and protect the environment. You can get rebates on Energy Star appliances and lighting, as well as high-efficiency heat pumps and air conditioners. They even have rebates for home electric vehicle chargers. Business customers can receive rebates too. Call the City of Hillsborough for more information or visit brightenergysolutions.com.
As we take a look at the series matchup between these two teams of Central Cass and Wahpeton and what they've done respectively here in the last couple of seasons in the 2026 Division A Region 1 Boys Basketball Tournament. This season, Central Cass and Wahpeton, they have split against one another. Central Cass defeated the Huskies in Castleton in overtime, 61-57 back on January the 5th. Wahpeton then returned the favor with a 53-50 win in Wahpeton on February the 2nd for a win for the Huskies. Last year, the team split in the regular season. Wahpeton is 4-2 since the 3-division system against Central Cass. The caveat and the cherry on top on all this is how close the games have been between these two particular programs since the 3-division system. They played 6 times, with 5 of them being single-digit games and 2 of the games going into overtime as well. We'll see if that recipe continues for a tightly contested affair here later tonight with the opening tip at 6 p.m. Central Cass the last 2 years since winning the state championship in 2022-23 season and closing out the B on a perfect 26-0. 2 years ago, they went 10-14, lost to Valley City in the third-place game of the Region 1 tournament, and last year they went 9-16. They made their way through the region tournament but lost to Thompson in a state qualifier. Central Cass last year, the 5-seed, beat Lisbon in the quarters, then lost to Kindred in the semis, beat Northern Cass for third, and then eventually played Thompson in a loss for the state qualifier. While for the Wahpeton Huskies, the last 2 years, they've made it to the region championship and looking to make it 3 consecutive years with a win here tonight against the Central Cass Squirrels. They finished runner-up in 2025, runners-up in 2024. Last year making it to state, finishing in 7th place in the state tournament, and 2 years ago losing in a state qualifier to the Grafton Spoilers. When we come back, we'll dive into some of the players to watch out out for and what the matchup will be between the Wahpeton Huskies head coach is Jeff Ralph with a mark of 17-5 on the season. Head coach here for the Central Cass Squirrels, the number 1 seed in the tournament, is Matt Norman at 16-5 on the year. We'll continue with more on our Irie Insurance pregame show after this with some of our players to watch out for, all ahead of our coaches conversation, the starting lineup set and more still to come tonight here from the Shield Center.
Hey Lisbon, it's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At Irie Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact Irie Insurance for guidance you can trust.
As we continue on the pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. A reminder, the broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. As we dive into some of the players to watch out for here tonight for both Central Cass and Wahpeton, we'll start with the visitors on the scoreboard here this evening with the 4th seed of the Wahpeton Huskies. As Wahpeton, you just take a look at last night. Brandon Steffens, the senior guard, 20 points and 4 rebounds. He hit 3 3-pointers in the win for Wahpeton, and then from there, 13 points for Jack Gilbertson. He had the block shot that officially sealed it after Zeski had an attempt at the top of the key. Trayton King did a lot of dirty work on the inside, 12 points and 4 boards, and then also Alex Cummings hit the window with 6 rebounds here today for Wahpeton. A note when talking to both coaches, yesterday for Bryce Laxdal of Northern Cass and tonight for Matt Norman of Central Cass, they both said the same thing when going up against the Huskies. You have to rebound the ball well against the Jeff Ralph team if you want a chance to come out victorious. While on the opposite side for the Central Cass Squirrels, you take a look at some of the players who've been the leading point getters here this year. They have 4 players who average 10 or more, led by the 18 of Cash Lorenz for the junior guard at 18 points per contest. Easton Holland at 14 points and 6 rebounds per game. Andrew Zimmer 12 points, but it's the assists for the sophomore as he has a 7 assists per contest on the season for Central Cass. And then Cole Brewer, the 6'2 sophomore, averaging 10 points, and he can light it up from beyond the arc as well for Matt Norman and the Central Cass Squirrels. The Wahpeton Huskies, they've won 5 straight games and 12 of 13 contests, including their 3-point win over Northern Cass yesterday in the quarterfinals. While on the opposite side for the Central Cass Squirrels, 2-2 in the last 4 games here for Central Cass to close out the season. Their last game was on March the 2nd in Fargo against the Grovers, in which they lost 81-79 against Oak Grove. The good news for the first semi and the second semifinal is this. If you lose, if you have a skunk kind of a game, you still have hope, but you have to win then the third place game on Thursday and a state qualifier on Saturday to get to state. If you win this game, you're guaranteed Saturday, but you're one step closer to getting a win tonight and then winning on Thursday to make your way to the Fargo Dome. If you take anything from the girls' Region 1A tournament, the number 1 seed in Valley City lost in this round. They beat Wahpeton for third, won the qualifier, and eventually went on to win a state championship, winning 5 straight games. So the path is there if you lose to win 5 straight to close out the year and be state champs, but the path becomes just a little bit more harder if you do lose here today in this one. Our coverage will continue here from the Shack on Thursday with a third place game at 6 o'clock. The championship game will follow roughly at around 7:30. We'll get to the all-region team, coach of the year, senior athlete of the year, that and more on Thursday. And then on Saturday, if you can't make it out to the Shack, we'll have those games for you as well, audio only for state qualifiers, and those should be some good basketball games. We'll have 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock will be the A qualifiers here from the Shack, and then the B qualifiers will follow after that at 5 and 7 as well. This is our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieINS.com. That's IrieINS.com to get a free quote started today as we look into the matchup between Devils Lake and 4 Winds Minnewacan. 6:32 left to play in the opening half. Firebirds up early over the Indians. Devils Lake 19, 4 Winds Minnewacan 8. That is again a Region 2A semifinal. Joe Lancello, Kevin Kochman on the call for you on that one on YourLiveEvent.com. And then we'll have audio only coverage of the Region 1B with EKM and Kidder County tipping off at the top of the hour here at 6 p.m. We'll take a break on our pregame show here, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. When we come back, it's our coaches' conversation. We'll hear from Jeff Ralph, we'll hear from Matt Norman, all the head of our starting lineups, and the opening tip today from the Shack. This is the 2026 Region 1A Boys Basketball Tournament. You got a front row seat right here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Imagine your life in Hillsborough, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsborough, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsborough has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsborough, where small-town living means big opportunities.
Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, Thursday, March 19th at the ranch near Hitterdall, Minnesota. 60 of the region's highest quality Red Angus bulls, plus 12 elite hand-picked registered heifers. Request a catalog today. Same reliable program, new exciting genetics. March 19th, the Annual Bull Sale. Visit Facebook Jacobson Red Angus or call Gary Jacobson 701-361-3189. Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale. The sale will be live on TV auction. Thursday, March 19th, 1 p.m.
The world of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Running a business is tough, but your accounting doesn't have to be. Let Olson Accounting check all the boxes. From taxes, payroll, business services, and professionalized financial guidance, all tailored to fit your requests. Whether you're a small business owner or just need help at tax time, trust Olson Accounting for professional, reliable service every time. Visit colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
What was that? Is that top insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop Insurance.
Maybe toupee.
Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know.
Or taupe insurance? Maybe?
I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe. That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies.
As we continue on our pregame show here today, brought to you in part by iRe Insurance. Joining us here from the Wahpeton Huskies perspective is their head coach, that's Jeff Ralph, as they tangle with Central Cass. And Jeff, biggest thing before we talk about Central Cass, what did you see from your guys to gut one out yesterday, particularly in the end? Long rebound, Gilbertson gets the block after the attempt there by Zeski. So what did you just kind of see from your team to gut one out and get back to the region semis for the third straight year?
Well, I really thought it was just our perseverance. So we just kind of hung in there. You know what? They broke us down off the dribble a little bit, which we had some trouble with. But, you know, I just thought we just kept doing what we're supposed to do. And you know, I thought we just persevered. That was the thing. And, you know, we come down to, you know, everybody talks about Braden, and Braden had a great game and talks about Jack. But I really thought Aiden Bonchus in the lane a couple times and had a great look at a three. And then thankfully Trey rebounded it and put it in. And, you know, we just had a couple plays by some other guys. And Trey had a great second half. So, you know, I just thought it was perseverance where maybe it was Braden early, Jack kind of in the middle, and then it was Trey and those guys at the end. So Cooper Kuhlmo, two big buckets out of him in the second half. So I thought a really good team effort, and you know, it's something to build on. It's the first round of the tournament. You know, some jitters maybe right away. I thought we had some great looks, and just, you know, we shoot a layup and don't even draw iron. So I think some of that is the jitters that hopefully are gone going into tonight.
You look at Central Cass and going back through, you played 6 times against them. 5 times have been single-digit games, 2 of them going overtime. It sounds like a repeat of Northern Cass yesterday here, Jeff. So what is it about when you play a Matt Norman team that makes these games so competitive and so close from your perspective here, Jeff?
Well, I think number one is they just have really good shooters all the way around, and they spread you out. If they get hot, then you know you got to do some different things. But, you know, they run their stuff. They do what they do, and it's just a matter of can you stop them. And then, you know, when we go to the other end, you know, we got to score because, you know, they're going to put up points. And I think for us tonight, you know, get going offensively. I think we play pretty good defense. We know, you know, who the shooters are and all that, but I really think for us, we got to get going offensively.
What, for this particular game, you mentioned offense. You know, yesterday we talked about easy points transition would be one thing against Northern Cass. Is that the same thing against Central Cass, or is it something different here tonight for 32 minutes?
Well, it sure would be nice to get a couple layups in transition, you know, but I just don't see that. They take care of the ball really well, and, you know, I think for us it's going to be maybe transition off of a rebound instead of transition off of a steal.
Hey, Jeff, it's always good to see you. Best of luck here tonight.
Thanks, Chase.
And again, Jeff Ralph, head coach for the Wahpeton Huskies.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers. They are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are Peterson Farm seed reps real-life seed heroes? Well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed. We're that kind of seed company.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back with an impressive lineup of goodies including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill. You'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
On the Irie Insurance pregame show here today from the Shield Center, it's the Region 1A semifinals. The Central Cass Squirrels and the Wahpeton Huskies join us from the Central Cass perspective as their head coach. That's Matt Norman on our Irie Insurance pregame show. Matt, like everybody coming into this tournament, it's been a week, maybe a week and change since teams have played. So what's the one thing as a coach that you did to get prepped for this, knowing that you had a little time off to rest a little bit, but also get ready for this region tournament?
We had to play a lot in practice. We couldn't just drill. There had to be a lot of up and down and situations that we drill through and play through just to make sure we get as much of a game-like atmosphere as possible.
As you go into this particular matchup with Wahpeton, it seems like every time you two teams play, it comes down to the end. There's been 2 overtime games and the 6 times you met in the 3-division system. So what is the recipe when you and a Coach Ralph team play where it always seems to come down to the wire?
You just have to hold on and hope. It's been a great challenge for us in the 3 class playing Wahpeton. We've had some really good games and some really good outcomes, and we've been on the losing side often enough. And so we've just got to make sure that we stay mentally sound. And I've said this before, but we got to put one foot in front of the other. We can't control all of the elements here, but what we can control, we have to thrive in that. And that's going to be our recipe for success tonight.
As you look at this, there's a lot of faces on this team that played last year in this, able to make their way through a qualifier, maybe even playing 2 years ago as well. So how do you hope that experience helps once you get to this postseason atmosphere here inside the Shack?
We're going to rely on it. Having the bye is a blessing in that you get another day off, but it's also a curse in that you don't have a game on the floor. So in having those kids that played here last year and we were able to, get our 3 region games and play in the challenge game, that's valuable experience and should help calm our nerves here as soon as we get that tip up and get a possession or 2 under our belt.
When you go through the game against Wahpeton, what is an area? Is it, pushing transition? Is it taking care of the ball, rebounding? What's something Central Cass has to do well tonight against the Huskies, Matt?
We obviously want an up-tempo game. That's not going to change. We got to make sure that we limit Steffen's and Gilbertson's looks, especially inside the lane. They're such a tough guard. But our big key here is we got to make sure that we rebound the basketball. We struggled to rebound against Wahpeton. Cummings does such a great job. Same, with King off the bench or King as well and their bench. And so it's going to have to be something that we attack deliberately. We've got to get those extra possessions, whether it be a deflection or a steal or cleaning the offensive or defensive glass.
Head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels, Matt Norman. Final thing is this, now 2nd year or 3rd year of this 3-division system. What have you learned about the semifinals that's different from the B? Because in the B, it was win and you still have a chance to make the state tournament, lose, and you're playing in an exhibition game essentially. Now all of a sudden, win or a loss, you still know that you have a meaningful game on Thursday, Matt. So how does that change, or does it change much from your perspective back from the B days to where we are now here in the A days?
Well, it makes that 3rd and 4th place game matter a ton. Having coached in it enough times, it was a game where it was great to send off your seniors, but it was a tough game to coach and a tough game to play in because it just was, another game for them. Here, hopefully we can take a breath, we can relax, and know that we do have a look on Thursday if that's the path that we end up having to take. But our mission every year is we want to go 1-0, right? So tonight we want to be 1-0. We got to make sure that we pay attention to our game plan. We got to make sure that we thrive in the adversity as it happens and rely on one another, and I think we got a good shot.
Matt, it was always good to see you. Thanks so much for your time and best of luck tonight.
Appreciate it, man.
That again, Matt Norman, head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting section, and check out their different paint mixing options from Benjamin Moore, Clark and Kensington, and Royal. From their grills to Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to the Customer Laser Engraving Center. Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
As we put a bow on our pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. A reminder, here's what the bracket and the matchups are coming up after we heard from both Jeff Ralph and alongside Matt Norman with our coaches conversation. In our first game, it's the 1 seed of Central Cass against the 4 seed of Wahpeton. The Squirrels earned a bye, winning the Region 1 regular season championship to get to this very spot here in the tournament tonight. The Huskies earned a 3-point win over Northern Cass, 52-49, to get to this point of the tournament. Valley City, the 7th seed over the 2 seed, 65-56 to play against Oak Grove, who defeated Lisbon 56-39. The Highlanders and the Grovers will play about 7:30 tonight, a little bit later on here in our second semifinal. Thursday, third place at 6 with a championship to follow, and then if you need it, state qualifiers coming up Saturday afternoon at 1 and 3 o'clock respectively. This series, since the 3-division system, Wahpeton 4 wins to 2 losses against Central Cass. They split during the regular season, where Central Cass won by 4 in OT and Wahpeton won by 3 in regulation on February the 2nd, 53-50. We'll see what happens. I think a higher scoring game probably favors Central Cass. A game that's in the mid-50s, low 60s could favor the Wahpeton Huskies. That does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all, from home to auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieINS.com. That's IrieINS.com to get a free quote starting today. When we come back, starting lineups and the opening tip. It's Wahpeton and Central Cass here in the Region 1A semifinals on YourLiveEvent.com.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At Irie Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact Irie Insurance for guidance you can trust.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
It's now time to get to our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower-owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. Again, that's crystalsugar.com. We'll start with the visitors on the scoreboard in the 4 seed of the Huskies of Wahpeton. Drayton King, the 6'3" sophomore forward, coming off a 12-point and 4-rebound performance against Northern Cass last night. Aiden Bonches, a 6'2" junior forward, with Brandon Steffens, a 6-foot senior guard, with 20 points and 4 3-pointers. Make that 3 3-pointers in the win yesterday against Northern Cass. Jack Albertson, the 6'2" sophomore, 13 points and 3 rebounds against the Jags, and Alex Cummings, the 6'5" senior forward, averaging 4 points and 8 rebounds here for the Wahpeton Huskies. Again, Wahpeton with King, Bonches, Steffens, Gilbertson, and Cummings. Head coach is Jeff Ralph with a mark of 17 wins and 5 losses on the season, averaging 63 points per game defensively, giving up 53 points per contest. Well, for Central Cass and Matt Norman Squirrels at 16-5 on the season here for the number 1 overall seed entering play here in the tournament. They'll roll like this. In the backcourt, or the front court, excuse me, be Easton Holland, a 6'4" junior forward, averaging 14 points and 6 rebounds, with Cash Lorenz, the 6' junior guard, at 18 points and 4 rebounds per contest. Andrew Zemer, the 6'1" sophomore guard, 12 points and 7 assists per game. You have Keegan Peterson, the 6'1" senior guard, at 5 points and 4 rebounds. And then Cole Boer, a 6'2" sophomore, averaging 10 points and 2 rebounds. Again for the Squirrels, Holland, Lorenz, Zemer, Peterson, and Cole Boer. For head coach Matt Norman with a mark of 16-5, they're averaging 75 points per game defensively, giving up 59 points per contest. Our officials here tonight in this one are Tommy Bergen, Adam Grant, and Justin Farkas. And Adam Grant will do the honors here for our officiating crew. That again is our story lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. Chase Miller with you here courtside for our first of 2. Wahpeton will come out in their purple attire, the white numerals with Wahpeton across the front outlined in gold. Central Cass in their white attire with Central Cass in black outlined in red, with the numerals red outlined in black here for the Central Cass Squirrels. 4 8-minute quarters with a 35-second shot clock goes up, and we're off and running here today for the Region 1A boys semifinals here from the Shield Center. Adam Grant in the circle. You got Steffens against Easton Holland. Opening tip is up, and this one will be won here by Holland, and the Central Cass Squirrels will have the first crack at it here as they will go to the north rim here inside the Shield Center. With it, right-handed side, taking a couple of dribbles here. Zemer makes his way inside, double team comes. He gets on the deck, good steal for Gilbertson, turnover for Central Cass. Steffens goes up the floor, one-handed dribble, goes behind the back. Lorenz will wall him off as the Squirrels match up man pressure defense. Cummings will see this now to Steffens, as Steffens will take a couple of dribbles back up top and reset here for the Wahpeton Huskies. Steffens right-handed side to Gilbertson. Gilbertson will see this one as he makes it back up top, able to reverse it around the world. They do a little flex cut here for Gilbertson into the block. Gilbertson bounce pass through the wickets. Cummings will get it before it goes out of bounds in the right wing with 6 seconds. Now it goes to King, and he was out of bounds. And a turnover to open up this Region 1A semifinal. A win for Wahpeton will give them their 3rd consecutive season that may have made a region championship, while for Central Cass looking for their first time making it to a region championship here since the 3-division system, with a win tonight as they go back cut to Zemer. Zemer bounce pass to Holland, stolen away as the Wahpeton Huskies get up the floor with Gilbertson, and he is fouled. As Gilbertson took a tumble, he'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. 3 of 6 from the free throw line here in the tournament. As Peterson will pick up the foul, his first, and 2 free throws on the way for Jack Gilbertson. The Huskies made it to the region title back-to-back years, losing to the Vikings of Kindred, while for the Central Cass Squirrels, 3rd straight year they've been in the semifinals, but they've never played in a Region 1A championship since the 3-division system, as Gilbertson missing free throw attempt number 1. Nice crowd filing on in from both the Wahpeton and Central Cass faithful. Gilbertson goes 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Holland gets the rebound. Who's going to score first here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard? Lorenz right wing will handle this one, guarded by Gilbertson. Now to Boer. Back up top to Holland. Holland with a little cradle rock, gets walled off at the free throw line. Looks for someone, that's Lorenz. Lorenz takes a little rub screen here at the left wing for Central Cass with 16 seconds. Lorenz dribbling, now to Zemer. Zemer at the right wing, back to Cash. Cash taking a couple hard dribbles to the paint, opens up right-handed scoop for 2. And the opening 2 points goes to Central Cass. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, go to dhb.bank. Central Cass now leads at 2-0 over the Wahpeton Huskies. Steffens, right-handed side, guarded between the circles, left wing now to King. King left of the key, will take a couple of dribbles here as he's able to reverse it to Bonchus, right-hand side Cummings. Cummings at the wing, back up top to Gilbertson. Gilbertson with 13 on the shot clock, crossing over right to left. Jumper from the left elbow, rim rattle, roll out. Rebound will be out of bounds and last touch here by Cummings of Wahpeton. So Central Cass gets a defensive stand and try to go on a little run to open up this contest. when you one step closer to that state tournament lose and you're in must-win mode your next 2 games, as this one goes up and off the mark by Zemer. He got right to the 10, rebound to Cummings as they will work at the other side to Steffens. Steffens hanging, shooting shot off the front iron, no. Rebound is loose and Holland gets his second of the contest. Well, both teams are back-to-back possessions of point-blank layups come up short. Lorenz other side throws it off his shoe on the drive of Steffens. Could be a little jitters early on. Wahpeton's second game in the last 24 hours. Well, for Central Cass, this is their first game since March the 2nd, and their first here inside the Shield Center. As Matt Norman just says, calm down, relax. Full court pressure defense for Central Cass as Zemer will be on the guard of Steffens. Brandon's brings in the front court. Squirrels looking a half-court trap out of it. Steffens will give this one out to King, left of the wing. Right-hand side open. Bonchis, right wing, rainbow 3. Off the iron, backside board by Keegan Peterson. Peterson will see this off. Zemer quickly up the floor. Lorenz left baseline out of Holland. Holland going to drive on Cummings to the left block. He gets walled off. Now up top. Here's a college range 3 for Cash. That'll be off the iron. Rebound though to Zemer on the inside, and Zemer will drill it back out and reset for the Squirrels. Peterson left wing takes the screen by Holland. Bounce pass up top. Good hand defensively. Gilbertson got a mid on it. It comes down with King. King making his way inside. Drive kick. Gilbertson fakes the shot. Goes to the paint. Hanging. Shooting. Right-handed scoop. And count it. Check Gilbertson with the end one. Foul will be assessed on Lorenz, his first, team's second. And a good take there by Gilbertson to convert the end one. Ben Nelson will check in for Keegan Peterson. That's her first tie on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. As Gilbertson at the free throw line, 0 of 2 so far here tonight, trying to change it. Misses the shot attempt as Holland gets the rebound, his third. So Gilbertson now 0 of 3 from the stripe. Holland hands it off to Ben Nelson. Nelson to the paint, right-handed layup, and he will get fouled. Then Ben will head to the free throw line as the foul will be assessed on Cummings. As Ben Nelson to the free throw line to shoot 2. Ben Nelson, a 85% free throw shooter. Cummings will pick up the foul, his first, team's first. Jeff Ralph not too happy with that call. Across the way, free throw attempt by Nelson is short. And we'll get the second free throw attempt on the way with 4:45 to play here in the opening quarter. Play tied up at 2 apiece. Nelson, second free throw attempt, able to get that one. Central Cass replaying with a lead here at 3-2. Full court pressure defense as Ben Nelson on the guard of Gilbertson. Gilbertson crossing the timeline now for the Huskies, as Gilbertson will take a couple of dribbles between the legs, leaves it right-hand side to Cummings. Cummings with the basketball, little ball fake here, able to zing it up top as they work with it to Gilbertson left wing. Gilbertson uses up the dribble, asks for a teammate to King, hands it off to Steffens, and Zemer gets a steal. Zemer looking to go coast to coast off the window, missing the layup, and Steffens able to juke him out as he gets the board. Braden goes up the other side of the floor to the paint, right-handed scoop for 2. Braden Steffens with a little English on that one, and the Huskies are playing with their first lead of the contest. It's now 4-3. Ball will go to Boer, back up top to Holland. Holland with it at the top of the key, takes a couple of hard dribbles to the paint. Holland will see this in a foul on the floor. This will be the second on Alex Cummings, his second, team's second. Substitutions coming in for both teams, as Flack will check in for Wahpeton, while Jackson Deutsch will check in here for Cole Boer. Cummings will check out for the Wahpeton Huskies. Going back to that miss by Zemer, he thought that maybe Steffens was going to come and try to block it. Steffens faked that he was going to go up, and probably Zemer expected some body contact. Nothing came. Deutsch at the top, 2 hard dribbles inside the paint. Leaves it to Lorenz left wing. Lorenz, couple of dribbles inside the free throw line. Bounce pass, back cutting. Nelson up and in for 2. Give the assist to Cash, and Ben Nelson with 3 points off the bench for head coach Matt Norman. And the Central Cass Squirrels now lead at 5-4. 3:35 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Left-handed side, this one goes to Bonchis. Bonchis at the left wing will give this one up top, able to give it to Flack, down to King. King at the right-hand side, ball fake to Gilbertson. Gilbertson, 2 hard dribbles, rising from the free throw line. Long rebound to Lorenz. Cash wants to push on the other side of the floor now with a Left-handed dribble, crossing over, left to right, slip pass to Holland. Holland at the right pocket, he'll launch the three, bucket! Easton Holland with the first three-pointer of the night for the Squirrels, who lead it by 4. Full court pressure defense. Gilbertson will make his way past Deutsch and Nelson. Gilbertson bounce pass across the paint, easy lay-in for 2 for Ryland Flack. You get by the first wave, and sometimes the second wave is easier on the full court press, and Gilbertson did both of it with a nice bounce pass. Huskies back within 2. Deutsch will see this one to Holland. Holland takes a couple of dribbles inside, layup up and in. Now the paint opened up for Easton Holland. No one was home once he got by his man, and the Squirrels now lead it by 4, starting to get a little in rhythm here for Central Cass offensively. Bonchis, front court, guarded by Lorenz, makes his way inside the paint. Jumper from 10 off the iron. Rebound comes down to Deutsch. The 6'5 sophomore gets the board as the Squirrels here with Zemer in the front court. Zemer will see it now to Holland. Holland will walk with it, and a turnover on Central Cass. It'll be their 5th. Checking in, we'll see it with Lucas Christensen and Zane Blix as Holland and alongside with Zemer will check out. While for the Wahpeton Huskies, Cooper Kuhlmo will check into the game, and Aiden Bonchos will check out here for the Wahpeton Huskies. As Central Cass has the advantage here in this first quarter. Steffens, right-handed side, takes a couple of dribbles by Blix, leads it to the right baseline. Three-pointer for Kuhlmo is up off the iron. Rebound comes down to Zane Blix, his first. For Central Cass, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in the rebound so far in this first quarter of play. Lorenz with the basketball, takes a little slip screen with it on the roll as Christensen. They feed it to him, but it's a turnover as Cooper Kuhlmo gets the steal. Kuhlmo with the head of steam the other side of the floor, able to a little Euro step inside the paint for 2. Coast to coast there for Cooper, and the Huskies are now back within 2. 6 turnovers to 1 for Wahpeton, but rebounds plus for Central Cass. Blix hands this one off to Lorenz. Lorenz rips it through right wing, hanging off the window, up and in for 2. Cash Lorenz able to see that he's got 4, and it's a 12-8 contest. Huskies will see this to Gilbertson. Gilbertson will handle it back up top, takes a couple of dribbles, crossing over right to left. Gilbertson lost it, it's on the deck. Good job by Deutsch getting on the floor. Steffens gets on the floor, then back for Wahpeton, and a timeout for Coach Rolfe to save the possession. We'll break as well. 1:08 left to play in the quarter. Central Cass up by 4.
What's going on today? I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassi Precision Ag come over and do an inspection. You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance? Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve, so we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs. Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call. Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Timeout on the floor brought to you in part by Bank North, not new, not national. A hometown bank focused on relationships, local decisions, and community support. Find out more at banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. First time out of the game for either club. We talked about the window. So far, Central Cass with 8 rebounds to 2 for Wahpeton. However, the Squirrels with 7 turnovers compared to 2 for the Huskies. So those are kind of canceling each other out, which has resulted in a 2-point or 2-possession game here for Central Cass. Kuhlmo right to the key after the inbounds. We'll see this here. Zemer's going to get the near steal. Kuhlmo gets it back in the backcourt on the retrieval. Kuhlmo makes his way inside the paint. Slip pass left-handed side. Flack block shot, but they got enough of the hand for Lucas Christensen. His first team's 3rd free throws upcoming for Wahpeton, as at the line will be Mr. Ryland Flack. A 6'3" junior forward, a 63% free throw shooter on the season, as Wahpeton trying to make this a 1-possession game with a made free throw here for the junior. Right-handed toss is short. Substitution as Holland will check back in with Cole Boer, as Christensen will check out alongside with Jackson Deutsch. Region 1A boys basketball semifinals tonight here on YourLiveEvent.com. Also have the Region 2A boys semifinals going on between Devils Lake and Four Winds Minnewacan with Joe Lancello and Kevin Kochman. 1:42 left to play in the 3rd quarter. It's Devils Lake up by 4. Watch that game on YourLiveEvent.com as well. Free throw attempt here for Ryland Flack is up and in. He's got 3. Back to a 3-point contest. Ball goes right inside to Zane Blix. Blix to the paint, and he gets fouled. Good spin by Blix on the baseline. He went right to the 10. Foul assist on the Huskies. This will be on Kumo, his first and the team's third, and we'll get free throw attempts here for Central Cass. Blix free throw attempt on the way here. As Zane missing the first, a 78% free throw shooter. Central Cass now 1 of 3 from the free throw line so far, as this second free throw attempt will be upcoming here for Zane, trying to be the 4th player in the scoring column for Central Cass. Free throw attempt number 2, in and out, no good. Rebound though on the inside by Zemer, throws it off the left leg of Kumo, and it will be Central Cass basketball. So good job by Zemer running out of room on the left short corner, as this one goes to where they would make their way to the locker room, as an usher helps him out, and we'll get a inbound here for Zemer. Zemer on the baseline, out of bounds. We'll see it to Boer, now to Holland. Holland fakes the handoff, goes to the paint, right-handed reversal layup for 2. He faked it to Zemer, they bit on the handoff, and the paint opened up for Holland with an easy walk-in layup. Central Cass leads it by 5, their largest lead here of the first quarter, as it goes left wing. With it, here's Wahpeton. Central Cass going to double. Flack at the top after they gave it now to Kumo. Gilbertson trying to get open, does. 2 hard dribbles here to left wing. Here comes the double by Peterson, back up top to Flack. Able to reverse it right wing. Couple of dribbles for Kumo. Kumo will see it here in the right short corner. Back now to King. King with it. Uses up the dribble right wing. 4 seconds left. Gilbertson with a head of steam, passes to the baseline. Flack with a block shot here by Cole Boer to finish off this first quarter of play. The Squirrels defense was beat, but as Flack went up with it, Boer with the block. That's how we'll end this first quarter of play. Central Cass up by 5.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
Red River Valley winters are demanding. The expert heating and plumbing technicians at Bears Home Solutions will keep your home warm, dry, and comfortable all winter long. When winter's chill is in the air,
you need a bear in there.
Check out bearshomesolutions.com.
Chase Miller broadcasting with you here today from the Mitch Middendorf Agency broadcast booth, brought to you in part by Nodec Insurance Company. Solid protection with quality products and someone with answers. That's Mitch Middendorf Agency in Castleton. 347-4401. That's 347-4401 with Mitch Middendorf Agency. Wahpeton Huskies with the ball to start the second quarter of play. Gilbertson up top will zing it right-handed side, as they'll see this now to Bonchis. Bonchis with a slip pass to the right block. Interior to King with the spin, no. Rebound for Flack on the interior as he gives this one back out, and there's a foul on the attempt for the Wahpeton Huskies. He'll head to the line to shoot 2 for King. A foul will be assessed on Peterson, his second, team's first, and free throws here for Trenton King. King, a 54% free throw shooter at the stripe. Wahpeton so far 1 of 5 from the foul line, as King missing the free throw attempts. Nelson to check in, as he will come in for Zane Blix. Central Cass led by the 7 of Easton Holland with 3 rebounds. Wahpeton led by the 3 points of Ryland Flack so far offensively. King's second free throw attempt is in there for a split of the pair. As for Central Cass, Zemer will cross the timeline here. Bounce pass right-handed side to Nelson. Nelson trying to get by King. Bounce pass, this one can be a lazy one. Steffens will get the steal going wide on one-on-one by Blix, and Blix able to save it before it goes out of bounds and get back defensively with a steal of his own. Central Cass working with it now to Zemer. Zemer leaves it to Holland. Holland spins to the high post. Couple hard dribbles inside the paint. Holland with it, and a pass that's going to get thrown away by Gilbertson. Gilbertson going one-on-one on Boer. Off the window, no. Rebound is loose and won by Zane Blix. Blix with his second board of the contest. As Zemer We'll see this here for Central Cass. Takes the screen. Zemer 2 hard dribbles. Little pick and pop to Holland. Holland gets walled off at the free throw line by Flack. Now to Zemer. Zemer takes the screen to the top of the key. Little shake and bake move. Gets by Flack. Right-handed scoop, and this is off the iron. Rebound comes down to Brendan Steffens. Steffens wants to push to Gilbertson. He'll cross to the paint. Finds a trailing Steffens. He'll rise. The three. In and out. No good. Rebound to Boer. Cole gets his first board of the game, and Easton Holland will give it in the backcourt now to Zemer. They push it to Boer. Boer extra fine right-handed side to Blix. Blix with a hard drive off the window. Continuation, no. Rebound comes down to Blix. Leaves it up to Zemer as they see this to Holland. Left pocket three is up. That'll go off the iron. Rebound is going to be tossed for. We'll get a jump ball as Zane Blix is slow to get up here. Just might have rolled the ankle a little bit here for Zane. The possession here will favor Central Cass as Blix will check out. As Cash Lorenz will check in with 6:19 to play here in the quarter. It's 14-10. Both teams have had some quality looks in the second quarter, just couldn't capitalize for either club. And this could be just who gets in a little offensive rhythm early. A team that goes out in front and maybe stays out in front. Zemer right-handed side to Lorenz. Third time they played this season. It's the rubber game. Inside goes to Holland, right-handed scoop. They went to try to hedge. Holland easy with 2 points. There's no backside defense, and Holland eating them up right now. He's got 9, the Squirrels 16. Timeout for Jeff Ralph.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
High school basketball today here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you. Courtside timeout brought to you in part by Bank North. Proud to be local, supporting local teams and communities they serve. Visit banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. That's Bank North. So the timeout for Jeff Ralph as the Central Cass Squirrels have taken a 6-point lead here. Getting closer to the midway point of this second quarter. Reminder to stay tuned for a halftime show brought to you in part by Cass County Mutual and Tope Insurance. Steffens will see this one at the top of the key. Central Cass with 1 foul in the quarter. Wahpeton with 0. Ball gets swung as it does around now to King, right-handed side to Gilbertson. Gilbertson right wing looks it for Steffens. Steffens up top takes a couple of dribbles here. Steffens probably trying to get by Holland. Tries the shot underneath on the baseline. Shot comes up short. Easton gets his 4th board. Zemer up the floor. Extra pass to Boer. Now to Lorenz. Lorenz stop, pop, and drop from the right of the key. Cash now with 7. Central Cass with their largest lead of the contest here at 9. Gilbertson, couple hard dribbles, slip past to Flack. Flack will give it back to Gilbertson to Steffens. Steffens with it, guarded by Zemer as they see this one left in its side. Now to Bonchis. Bonchis with it, trying to get by Lorenz, backing him down as Bonchis to the left block, uses up the dribble, left in its side to Gilbertson. Gilbertson rising from the left elbow, got it to go. Jack Gilbertson with 4. That's the first field goal of the quarter for Wahpeton. They're back within 7. Nelson drive kick to Boer, left wing. Boer will give it up top to Holland. Holland goes behind the back, gets by Flack to the paint, throwing it up with the finger roll. No, rebound comes down to Holland one more time, and he gets fouled. Easton Holland playing like a man possessed here in this first half. 9 points and 5 rebounds. As a foul will be on Flack, his first, team's first of the quarter. King came up to help, but by the time he helped and Holland took the shot off, he just followed his own shot. Holland free throw is short. Substitution as Deutsch will check in alongside with Blix. Coming out will be Boer here for Central Cass. As alongside with Zemer, well, King will check out here for Wahpeton Huskies. Kumo able to return. Free throw attempt for Holland on the second. Up and in. 10 points here for Easton. He'll get subbed out for as Lucas Christensen will check in. Central Cass leads it by 8. Squirrels trying to separate a little bit here before the halftime, while the Wahpeton Huskies with just 3 points in the second quarter. A free throw by King and a made field goal by Gilbertson inside the 3-point line. Steffens to the free throw line looking for a dribble pullback. Nothing there now to Kumo. Finds it to Gilbertson. Gilbertson left of the key, ripping it through on the cradle rock on Nelson. Jumper from 15. Swirl that puppy on in. Jack Gilbertson, he's got 6. And the Huskies are back within 6. Zane Blix up top. We'll see it to Lorenz. Lorenz with the basketball. Couple of dribbles guarded by Stevens. Crossing over left to right. Inside the paint. To the window. Off the window. Good for two. Cash Lorenz from the left to the key to the right block. With a little smooch. He's got 9. The Squirrels hit it by 8. Give and go action. Bonchis to Gilbertson. Gilbertson retrieves it back to Bonchis. Bonchis right wing. He's going to attack to the left block off the iron. No. Rebound on the way to Jackson Deutsch. His second. Deutsch to Nelson. Bounce pass up the floor to Blix. Blix hanging. This one will be a blocking foul on Steffens. Brennan Steffens with the foul. His first, the team's second. 2 free throws here for Zane Blix. Central Cass to the free throw line so far. 2 of 6 from the stripe as Blix took a tumble and will head to the stripe to shoot 2 here for Central Cass. Squirrels looking for their 17th win of the season, while Wahpeton is looking for win number 18. Free throw attempt here is up and in for Blix. He's on the scoring column. He'll get subbed out for it on the next ball or on a made free throw. Zemer is set to return. Second free throw attempt here for Blix. In and out, no good. Rebound coming down here for Alex Cummings. It'll be his second. Cummings up the floor to Gilbertson. Gilbertson makes his way inside the paint. He gets fouled, and we'll see 2 free throws for Jack Gilbertson. Foul will be assessed on Central Cass. This will be on Ben Nelson, his first, team second for the Squirrels. The Wahpeton Huskies to the free throw line where Gilbertson so far is 0 for 3 on the night, but he does have 6 points. Now make it 7 with the first made free throw. As King will check in for Cummings, Zemer will check in now for Ben Nelson after Nelson picked up the foul. Second free throw attempts here on the way for Gilbertson. Gilbertson goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He leads the floor for Wahpeton with 8 points. Huskies back within 7. Under 3.5 to play now in this first half as Deutsch will see this one up top. Deutsch shovel pass, interior wraparound pass up and in. Good move for Lucas Christensen. Deutsch attacked the paint. The help came, went to the short corner and the reversal for Christensen for 2. Gilbertson the other side. Offensive player control foul, or will they count it? This will be an offensive charge here for Gilbertson. For a second, thought that they were going to count the bucket, but it is going to be an offensive charge. Gilbertson will pick up the foul, his first, team's third on the player control foul. And for the Central Cass Squirrels, you get a field goal, you take a charge, and now can Central Cass get up by double digits. Huskies looking for a stop. Squirrels taking better care of the ball here in the quarter with 2 turnovers after having 7 in the first quarter. Blix, left wing. We'll see this one now. It goes to Zemer. Zemer ripping it through. Crow hop inside the paint. Shovel passes. It goes to Christensen. Extra fine Deutsch. Deutsch will rip it through up and in. Little tic-tac-toe offense for the Squirrels. They lead it by 11 and a foul by Zemer in the backcourt against Steffens. Zemer his first, the team's third. We get a substitution into the game for Boer as checking out will be Christensen. Cummings will check in here for the Wahpeton Huskies. Looking to see who he's going to come in for right now as they have 6 players. And as King will check out. Largest lead of the game for Central Cass on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota at dhb.bank. Wahpeton with the basketball. We'll see it to Kumel in the front court. Cooper gunner by Boer on this man. Right-handed side will go to Bonchis. Bonchis back to Kumel. Cooper with a couple of dribbles here for Wahpeton. See where he sets up offensively. Right-hand side to Bonchis. Bonchis at the right wing, 15 seconds on the shot clock. They give this one now up top to Steffens. Steffens crossing over right to left. Zemer walls him off left-handed side. Now as it goes to Kumel with 8. Kumel 2 hard dribbles to the paint. Up and in and count it. Cooper Kumel with the end one. Holland will pick up the foul. His first, team's fourth, and Kumel to the line for the 3-point chance as King will check in for Alex Cummings. And for the Huskies, to the line here for Cooper. 9 of 22 at the free throw line here this season for Kumel, but he has a chance to make it a 8-point contest from the Huskies' perspective with a made free throw. Wahpeton now with 10 points in the quarter. While for Central Cass, they put up 13 here in the second. Zemer, front court, takes the dribble, leaves it left, and it's side to Lorenz. Lorenz with it back to baseline, out of Boer, back to Cash. Cash a couple of dribbles, floater from the baseline long. Rebound going to be one here to Jack Gilbertson, and Gilbertson pushes up the floor to Kumel. Kumel inside the paint, and this one will be a blocking foul on Holland. We'll get 2 free throws with the bonus Foul will be assessed on Easton Hall in his second, team's fifth. It was literally a bang, bang play as Kumo will head to the free throw line to shoot two. I think Matt Norman was saying that he was set by the time he got there. I'm going to say that Holland might have been in the restricted arc. That's the reason why for the charge. Kumo misses the free throw attempt. Carter Allswell will check in for the Huskies for Bonchis, while Holland will check out and Deutsch will come back in for Central Cass. Large last 2.5 to play here in the second quarter. If you're Wahpeton, can you get it within a possession? Free throw attempt on the second. Able to get these shooters roll for Cooper as he's got 4 points in the quarter, 6 in the game. For Central Cass, can he balloon this one back to double digits before the half? Lorenz front court, crossing over on Gilbertson to the paint. Tough shot, and he got it to go on the continuation. Cash Lorenz through some contact with the end one. He's got 11. Allswell will pick the foul on the help, his first, team's fourth, and Cummings will check back in here for Wahpeton for King. Lorenz having himself a nice contest so far for the junior, now with 11 points. He got 10 for Holland. That makes up a majority of the Squirrels' 29, and now make it 12 points here for Cash as he hits the free throw attempt, and just like that, it's back up to a 10-point game. Steffens trying to get by Zemer, does in the front court. Steffens jumper from 14, pure. Brennan Steffens, his second field goal of the night. He's got 4. Huskies will need to get him going a little bit as this game continues. Left and inside now to Deutsch. Deutsch with a cradle rock, gets by Cummings. Deutsch to the paint, up and in. Deutsch has 4. Cummings has to play smart with those 2 fouls. Didn't want to pack up a third, and Deutsch went right at him with a minute and a half left to play here in the half. Steffens other side, gets by Zemer to the paint. Left-handed shot, no. Rebound comes out to Deutsch. Deutsch looking up the floor for the home run to Lorenz. It's a turnover as getting back one defensively was Kumo. Cooper front court, crossing over right to left, to the left block. A little shot fake here for Cooper. Leaves it left and inside to Gilbertson. He'll rise. The 3 is short. Rebound comes down to Mr. Jackson Deutsch, his 4th of the contest. Lorenz will see this one up the near sideline now for Central Cass. Goes between the legs. Couple of hard dribbles for Cash. Cash muscling his way inside as they give it now to Boer. Boer at the top of the key for Central Cass. Left wing to Cash. Lorenz here with 20 seconds on the shot clock will take a couple of dribbles to the baseline here. Lorenz with the baseline floater up and in. As Cash is starting to have himself a really nice contest. He's got 14 here for the junior guard. Central Cass up by 12, and the Squirrels have continued to add on to this lead here before the half. Steffens left wing to Cummings. Cummings will see this here as a pick coming. Well, staying in offense now for Wahpeton. Cummings left and inside will slip this one to Kumo. Kumo with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Shovel now to Gilbertson. Gilbertson right wing with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Goes between the legs now to Cummings. Cummings 2 hard dribbles to the paint. Little shot fake up and off the iron. No. Rebound is loose underneath, and eventually Lorenz will take it away. Cash with his second rebound. Baseball pass before to Deutsch, as they will give it now to Zemer, left wing to Boer with 8 seconds. Zemer rips it through, a couple of dribbles between the legs now with 5. Zemer crossing over right to left, little Euro step inside, left-handed scoop for 2, and that's how we'll end this first half of play. Zemer with his first field goal of the night, but it was smooth as silk as the Squirrels take a 14-point lead into the half. Brought to you in part by Cass County Mutual and Tope Insurance.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile. Literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed. We're that kind of seed company.
New Solid Tech R floors deliver sustainable high performance from bottle to floor. They're PVC-free and made with natural stone and recycled single-use plastic for scratch-proof, flood-proof protection that stands up to all that your life demands. Because sustainability, beauty, and performance are at the heart of Solid Tech R floors.
Available at Carpet World, 17th Avenue South, online at carpetworldfargo.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
The broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Welcome to our halftime show, brought to you in part by Cass County Mutual and Tope Insurance. You can check out the final 55 seconds of Devils Lake and Four Winds Minnewacan. It's the Firebirds up by 5 with 55 seconds left to play in the Region 2A semifinals. The winner of that game has the winner of Grafton or Mayport CG coming up later tonight, also on your live event. Taking a look at this contest with the Central Cass Squirrels and the Wahpeton Huskies as the FM Acrolites are performing here at the half. The Central Cass Squirrels with 14 points in the first quarter, 22 in the second. Wahpeton with 9 points in the first quarter and 14 in the second. Central Cass with 7 players in the scoring column. They have 10 turnovers, 4 of 9 from the line, 3 threes with 18 rebounds for Central Cass. Well, for the Wahpeton Huskies, they have 5 players in the scoring column. They have yet to make a three-pointer tonight. 6 of 12 from the line, 3 turnovers to 7 rebounds. Central Cass led individually by Cash Lorenz with 14 points on the evening. He's 1 of 1 from the free throw line again. Lorenz with 14. 10 points for Easton Holland with 5 rebounds. You have 3 points for Ben Nelson, 4 points and 4 boards for Deutsch, 2 points on the way for Christensen, 2 points for Zemer, and 1 point for Zane Blix with 3 rebounds. Again, the Squirrels, 14 for Lorenz and 10 for Holland. Well, for the Wahpeton Huskies, led by the 8 of Jack Gilbertson with a couple of rebounds, 2 of 5 from the line. 6 points for Cooper Kumo, who's 2 of 3 from the stripe. 4 points, 2 boards for Brendan Steffens. He got 3 points on the way for Ryland Flack, and Trenton King has 1 point. Wahpeton led by the 8 of Gilbertson and the 6 of Kumo. Still to come a little bit later on tonight, we'll get to our second semifinal featuring Valley City and Fargo Oak Grove. Again, at the half, brought to you in part by Tope Insurance. Get in touch with Ryan at Tope Insurance in Castleton for a quote or review of your policies. Give them a call at 701-347-4045. That's 701-347-4045. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll let you know about that out-of-town scoreboard, and we return here today from the Shield Center.
The City of Hillsborough encourages customers to use electricity wisely through its Bright Energy Solutions rebate program. These rebates help customers save energy and money, improve their comfort, and protect the environment. You can get rebates on Energy Star appliances and lighting, as well as high-efficiency heat pumps and air conditioners. They even have rebates for home electric vehicle chargers. Business customers can receive rebates too. Call the City of Hillsborough for more information or visit brightenergysolutions.com. Hey Lisbon, it's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank Community Bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Halftime show brought to you in part by Cass County Mutual. They provide insurance products to all of southeastern North Dakota. A local company providing local service to all their policyholders. Visit CassCountyMutual.com. That's CassCountyMutual.com to find an agent near you. Devils Lake 4 wins Milwaukee, and that game has gone final, or nearly going final here late in that one, as Devils Lake does have the lead late. Last check we saw with about 12 seconds left to play in the contest. It was Devils Lake 55, 4 wins Milwaukee 48. So the Firebirds would win that game. 4 wins Milwaukee would head to a third place contest and a loser out game on Thursday. Also some scores from across the state. Beulah gets by Hazen 64-49 in Region 4A tonight. So the Miners are in the Region 4A championship. They'll play the winner of Shiloh Christian or Dickinson Trendy. Region 3A Turtle Mountain and Rugby currently in action. Botno and Dunseith later tonight in Region 3A. Also on YourLiveEvent.com, audio-only coverage. Edgley Cullum Montpelier with the lead over Kidder County, 28-18. That game in the second quarter play. EKM with a 28-18 lead over Kidder County. Again, that is in the second quarter play on YourLiveEvent.com for the Region 1B tournament with Josh Boyko out in Valley City. Also tomorrow here on YourLiveEvent.com, Minnesota section basketball. So if you're a fan of prep sports, we got you covered every day of the week. It's Breckenridge and Henning in the Section 6A boys basketball tournament at 6 o'clock. From there, in the 8A semifinals, it'll be Northern Freeze and Red Lake County. And also Fort Beltrami and Stephen Argyle Central in the other 8A semis. The 6A boys basketball semifinals will be Park Christian and Pelican Rapids. Again, that'll be the Section 6A and 8A boys basketball contest we'll have for you tomorrow night on YourLiveEvent.com. And then join us for the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show. We'll hear from Jimmy Howard of the Valley City Highlanders tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll also get to Addison Sage, as that'll be our senior spotlight from there as well. We'll hear from Keeler North Home girls basketball head coaches. They're making their way to the state tournament for the Mustangs. So that and more is still to come tomorrow night on the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show at 7 o'clock here on Your Live Event. At the half here, it's the Central Cass Squirrels and the Wahpeton Huskies, as after one half of play, Central Cass led by the 14 points of Cash Lorenz. Easton Holland with 10 points and 5 rebounds. Wahpeton Huskies led by the 8 points of Gilbertson and the 6 points of Cooper Kuhlmo. You win this game, you play Thursday night in the championship against the winner of either Valley City or the Grovers. You lose this game and your backs are to the wall in a must-win situation then on Thursday night at 6 p.m. in the third place game of the Region 1A boys basketball tournament. All roads lead to the Fargo next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and if needed, the state qualifiers here from the Shack on Friday as well at 1 and 3 o'clock for the State A. 5 of the 6 games have been determined by single digits between these two during their matchups here over the last 3 years. We'll see if that continues, or can Central Cass go on and put this game away early in the third quarter, or can the Huskies come back and get this to maybe a 1 or 2 possession game before we head to the fourth? We'll find out with more when we come back to the second half. Again, that does it for our halftime show, brought to you in part by Cass County Mutual. They provide insurance products all of southeastern North Dakota, a local company providing local service to all their policyholders. Visit CassCountyMutual.com. Again, that's CassCountyMutual.com. Back with the second half next inside the Shack.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At Irie Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact Irie Insurance for guidance you can trust.
Imagine your life in Hillsborough, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsborough, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsborough has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsborough, where small-town living means big opportunities.
Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, Thursday, March 19th at the ranch near Hitterdall, Minnesota. 60 of the region's highest quality Red Angus bulls, plus 12 elite hand-picked registered heifers. Request a catalog today. Same reliable program, new exciting genetics. March 19th, the Annual Bull Sale. Visit Facebook Jacobson Red Angus or call Gary Jacobson 701-361-3189. Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale. The sale will be live on TV auction. Thursday, March 19th, 1 p.m.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
And again, does it for our halftime show, a little extended halftime show with the FM Acrolites performing here at the half. So they put about more than 15 minutes instead of the normal 10 just to clear the floor, allow them to get set and everything else. Again, for more information with Cass County Mutual, go to CassCountyMutual.com, and for Ryan Tope Insurance at 347-4405. That's 347-4405. If you're enjoying this broadcast, simply give us a like on the stream that we have right now. Share it as well, or go to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe. So like, share, and subscribe all on our YouTube channel. You can check out more high school sports coming up here throughout the winter season. Won't be too long before you get to track and field, to baseball, softball, and golf here when it comes to spring sports. Just a couple months away from a graduation as well, so that won't be too far. Summer months rolling around the corner before you know it, but first we got to find out who the 8 teams that'll make up the State A Boys Basketball Tournament field here next Thursday at the Fargo. If you're just joining us, Central Cass led 14-9 after one quarter play. They outscored Wahpeton 22-13 in the second quarter. 2 players with double digits, so Lorenz with 14-10 for Holland, while Wahpeton led by the 8 points of Jack Gilbertson. Huskies have yet to hit a 3. Central Cass have hit 3 of them. Central Cass with 10 turnovers compared to Wahpeton's 3. However, it's Central Cass with 18 rebounds to the Huskies' 7. So those are some of the storylines here in this first half. For the Wahpeton Huskies, they'll start with the basketball here in the second half. Central Cass will play defense. You got Zemer, Lorenz, alongside with Boer, Holland, and Peterson on the floor here for Central Cass to open it the second half. Steffens with Gilbertson, Kuhlmo, alongside with Cummings. And with him will be Mr. King, the original starting 5 as well for the Wahpeton Huskies. We get to the second half of this one, and we're underway for the second half. And a reminder, Valley City, Oak Grove still to come here a little bit later on tonight from the Shield Center. Gilbertson will take this one, couple of dribbles, right-handed side out of Steffens. Brandon will take a couple of dribbles, trying to back down his defender. Able to spin on the interior, slips it off to King before a traveling violation. And this shot will be short. Rebound comes down to Brendan Steffens as Steffens gets his 3rd rebound. Steffens right-handed side, 2 hard dribbles here for Kuhlmo. Back now to Cummings as they leave it to Steffens. Extra find to Gilbertson, left wing, rainbow 3, gets fouled, and we'll get 3 free throws. As Boer will pick up the foul, that'll be his first, team's first. We'll get free throws here for Jack Gilbertson as 2 of 5 from the free throw line here for the Wahpeton Huskies. So Boer will pick up the foul. And 2 free throws here for Wahpeton. As Gilbertson makes the first. Now with 9 points, trying to see if he can get to double digits to 10. 3 of 6 from the free throw line here for the Huskies. They'll make him 4 of 7, so Gilbertson makes 2. Can he make all 3 here for Wahpeton? As the third one is on the way for the sophomore, and he buries all of them. Now with 11 points, the Huskies back within 11. Central Cass will take a couple of dribbles here with Zemer. Zemer, a couple hard drives, able to spin. There's a hand check here for Gilbertson. That'll be his second, team's first in the third quarter. And we'll get Central Cass with a baseline out of bounds here on the way, as that'll go here to Andrew Zemer on baseline out of bounds right. Inbounds it to Boer. Boer with it back to baseline to Peterson. Peterson a couple of dribbles, skips it up top to Holland. Holland with the little cradle rock, able to make his way on the inside to the left block, off the window, no. Rebound one here to Mr. King. King will push it up the floor as he does, fires it. Here goes Bonchus in transition. It's a 5-0 run for the Huskies. So they come out of half up by now to a 9-point deficit. Holland will see this to Boer, back to Lorenz. Cash will take it. Steffens walls him off. Lorenz here at the top looking back door to cut. Steffens get this, the tip. Gilbertson with the steal. Gilbertson with it. Zemer with the wraparound tip right in the hands of Lorenz as Cash goes the other side of the floor. Makes his way inside right-hand scoop for 2. Cash Lorenz with 16. A timeout for Matt Norman will break as well. 6:35 to play in the third on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Central Cass up by 11.
Running a business is tough, but your accounting doesn't have to be. Let Olson Accounting check all the boxes. From taxes, payroll, business services, and professionalized financial guidance, all tailored to fit your requests. Whether you're a small business owner or just need help at tax time, trust Olson Accounting for professional, reliable service every time. Visit colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
High school basketball here today on YourLiveEvent.com. Timeout brought to you in part by Bank North. Proud to be local, supporting local teams and communities they serve. Visit banknorth.bank. That's banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. 38-27 Squirrels here with the lead. Got 2 points there for Lorenz with 16 points to lead the floor. Steffens in the front court takes a couple hard dribbles to the paint. A little partially blocked shot by Boer, but it doesn't matter as Steffens able to stuff it home. He's got 6, and the Huskies, it's the best they've looked offensively in terms of multiple possessions here in the contest so far. Peterson left baseline. He's going to tiptoe the sideline looking for the reversal. Left-hand scoop. Oh, able to finish over Mr. Cummings there for Keegan Peterson, and that's his first field goal turnover as Zemer will make his way to the paint off the window and quickly 4 straight points here for Central Cass. Full court pressure defense. Bonchus will see this half-court trap coming. Bonchus bounce pass to Steffens. Steffens at the right wing goes behind the back up top to King, able to reverse it left hand side to Gilbertson. Gilbertson with 22 seconds on the shot clock makes his way at the left wing, back up top to Steffens. He tees up a 3 off the iron. Rebound is going to be punched out eventually to Bonchus. Bonchus with a floater up and off the mark. No, rebound is loose and Lorenz will come away with it. Lorenz up the other side of the floor. We'll see this one driving kick to Boer right in front of the bench. Three-pointer, yes! From 23 feet, Cool Boer with the triple, his first one of the evening. And the Squirrels lead it by 16. If they can get out in tempo, Central Cass is lethal. Steffens crossing the timeline here for Wahpeton. Slips it now to King. King with it, left of the wing, gives it back up top as they work with it now to Cummings. Cummings with it. Looks for a teammate here, takes a couple of dribbles left in its side as Cummings will give it back up top here to Wahpeton. Now to Gilbertson. Gilbertson at the right wing, 2 hard dribbles inside the paint. Jumper from 10 goes long. Rebounds loose, eventually 1-4 by Boer, as Boer will find it now to Mr. Cash Lorenz. Well, for Central Cass, it's a 7-2 run right now, trying to make it 9-2 with the Lorenz scoop. Can't get it through some contact. Rebound comes down to Steffens, his fourth. Braden in the front court, makes his way to the paint. Foul. Will they count it? Yes! The continuation with Braden Steffens. Foul on Holland. That'll be Easton's third, team's second, and they'll count the and one here for the senior. It's a large one for Holland to pick up, as you'll see. Substitution as Nelson will check in alongside with Christensen. Well, Flack will check in for Cummings, and we'll see Steffens to the free throw line for the and one. A bucket that Wahpeton needed. Don't want to get too farther down here against this Central Cass team, especially once they start getting in rhythm offensively. Steffens' free throw attempt in and out, no good. Rebound will be one here to Central Cass with Lucas Christensen. Squirrels with Zemer in the front court. And Zemer takes a couple of dribbles to the right wing, goes between the circles. Zemer left and inside. Nelson takes the screen. Zemer crossing over. Slip pass now to Nelson. Nelson with a one hard dribble. Hanging, shooting shot. No. Rebound tip. Nelson will see this little spin. Count it. Oh, what a move by Ben Nelson. Nelson spun from the paint to the left block. Through some contact. Able to get the end one. As Kumo will pick up the foul. His second, team's second. And Ben Nelson with a good old-fashioned three-point opportunity. Free throw here for Nelson goes long. Rebound is loose. Eventually going to be won here by Wahpeton with Flack, his second. Up the near sideline as it goes to Steffens. Steffens with the dribble hard to the paint. Right-handed reversal, lay in for two, and a timeout for Jeff Ralph. Full break as well. Steffens with 6 of his 10 points here in the third quarter. With 4:01 to play in the third on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Central Cass up by 14.
What was that? Is that top insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop Insurance.
Maybe Toupee.
Could be Toupee. Yeah, I don't know.
Or Taupe Insurance, maybe?
I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe. That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Broadcasting today from the Nodak Insurance Mitch Middendorf Agency broadcast booth. Solid protection with quality products and someone with answers. That's Mitch Middendorf Agency with Nodak Insurance Company. Your local agent with answers at 347-4401. That's 347-4401. Steffens nearly got the turnover after the timeout here for Jeff Ralph. They'll have 2 remaining. Central Cass has 4. Central Cass with 2 fouls, the same for Wahpeton here in the third quarter. And if you're the Huskies, you were down by 14 going into the quarter. Now they're going to have a little half-court trap here as Zemer brings in the front court to the paint. Zemer splits the double, and he will make his way to the line. Wahpeton starting to chase the game a little bit here. Foul will be on Ryland Flack, his second, team's third, and 2 free throws here for Andrew Zemer. Zemer, a 66% free throw shooter on the season at the line to shoot 2. As Zemer, free throw attempt on the first is going to go short. Second free throw attempt on the way. As Deutsch will check in for Cole Boer. Ben Nelson's played well tonight alongside with Holland. We'll sprinkle in a little Zemer here in terms of offensively. That's before we talk about defense and rebounding. His second free throw attempt is good by Zemer. He has 5. Central Cass up by 15 with 3:50 to play on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard in quarter number 3. Go to dhb.bank for more. Kumo left and inside. We'll see this one now as it works with it here for the Huskies. Kumo crossing over left to right to the free throw line. Drive kick, Bonches. Right wing triple is up off the iron. No. Rebound is loose eventually. Flack saves it. Goes to Steffens. Steffens to the left wing. Looking for a teammate. Now Steffens will dribble it back up as they work it to Gilbertson, right-handed side. Double team comes. Gilbertson rips it through back up top to Flack. Open down to the baseline. Here's a Bonches three-pointer long. Rebound here to Lorenz, and they want to get out and run. Lorenz with his 4th. Cash to the other side. Cash through Gilbertson off the window and got it. Cash Lorenz muscling his way for the end one. He's got 18. Bucket's good. As Kuhlmo will pick up the 3rd. Team's 4th. 18 points for Lorenz, a chance to put the cherry on top for 19. As Deutsch and Blix able to come back in for Central Cass. Ben Nelson, Holland, and Lorenz at the free throw line now. Lorenz free throw attempt's going to go long. Rebound one here to Alex Cummings, his 3rd. Huskies with Steffens up the floor. Steffens will make his way, hanging, shooting, shot long, rebound, put back, and there's a foul. Alex Cummings will head to the free throw line. 4 rebounds so far for Cummings. He's got 10 in the tournament. Deutsch will pick it up, his first, team's third, and 2 free throw attempts here for Alex Cummings. He's 1 of 2 so far from the line of the tournament. When Cummings, with a right-handed toss, is up and in. Wahpeton in the quarter, 5 of 6 from the free throw line so far here in the third. 11 of 18 in the game, and this one was halfway down. Rebound comes down to Jackson Deutsch, his 5th of the game. Zemer up the floor now to Lorenz. Lorenz right wing, back to the right-hand side to Zane Blix, back to Lorenz. Here's a 3! Tickles the twine! Cash Lorenz with 30, make that 21. His second made 3, and the Squirrels now lead it by 19, and a foul here on the way for Zane Blix, his first, team's 4th, after Steffens got in the front court. Carter Oswald will check in well for Central Cass. They'll bring in Blaze Cotton as well. For the Wahpeton Huskies, they'll see Braden Steffens to inbound. As they do, Steffens will see it to Gilbertson. Gilbertson, couple of dribbles. At the high post, Gilbertson jumper, 14-footer short. Rebound is loose. Steffens will muscle his way. There's a foul underneath. Steffens will head to the free throw line. He's got 6 rebounds here in this one. Zane Blix with the foul, his second, team's 5th. We'll see 2 free throws here for Steffens. Steffens 0 for 1 at the free throw line here in the contest. Free throw is going to be now 0 for 2. Steffens has 10 points in the game, 6 rebounds. Second free throw attempt down the way here for the senior guard. Steffens makes the second. Now with 11, but from a Wahpeton perspective, they need stops. Lorenz, right-handed side, double, sees it to Deutsch. Deutsch at the top, back to Cash. Cash will see it here. Lorenz crossing over left to right, gets by Steffens, right-handed side to Deutsch, and a turnover just over his outstretched hand. Second turnover of the half here for Central Cass. Done a better job after that first quarter, trying to get your feet wet, if you will, a little bit here with 2:18 left to play in the third quarter. Huskies down by 18. Bonchus returns as Cummings will check out of the contest here for Wahpeton. Got Oswald with Steffens on the floor alongside with him. And we'll see Cooper Kumo and Gilbertson. Steffens, double team comes. And now they give it back up top as they work with it now left wing. Steffens will see this one, looks for Gilbertson at the NDSU emblem as Gilbertson crossing over right to left inside the paint, spins from 10 and shoots the shot up. No, rebound's going to be loose and eventually will come up for here to Carter Oswald, who gets the board now to Steffens. Steffens, couple of dribbles to the paint, drive, kick to Gilbertson. Gilbertson will launch a right pocket 3, short, missing everything. Rebound to Lorenz, his 5th of the contest. Cash Lorenz will see this one as he does. Leaves it off now to Zane Blix. Blix with a little cradle rock here, ripping it through left to right, and this ball will be deflected by Steffens and remains Central Cass basketball. Cole Boer to check in for the Squirrels, and Matt Norman wants a timeout on the floor. 1:36 play in the third on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Central Cass up by 18.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
Time out on the floor, brought to you in part by Bank North, not new, not national. Bank North, a hometown bank. Focus on relationships, local decisions, and community support. Find out more at banknorth.bank. Check out their branch in Castleton and beyond at banknorth.bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Now for Central Cass, they put up 17 points here in the third quarter. Huskies with 13 points. And the Squirrels have just slowly but surely separated here against Wahpeton. As we alluded to coming into tonight, a win doesn't necessarily guarantee you a spot in the state tournament. Same thing, a loss doesn't end your season, but a win gets you one step closer to that proverbial state tournament. Also trying to win a region championship on Thursday, not having to worry about a qualifier Saturday as Zemer makes his way into the paint, able to split a double, throws it off the window for 2. Zemer's got 7. Steffens up the front court. Huskies down by 20. Steffens lost it. It's on the deck. With it now goes Deutsch. Turnover number 6 here for the Huskies. Zemer right inside to Deutsch. Deutsch right wing will leave it now to Lorenz. Lorenz gets by Oswald. Bounce pass across the paint to Peterson and a block shot by Cooper Kuhlmo. But if you're Matt Norman, you'll take that kind of ball movement all night here from Central Cass. As they'll see it here on the baseline to inbound for Andrew Zemer. As Zemer, baseline right hand side of Lorenz. Lorenz at the right wing will take a couple of dribbles here. Cash will go to the right hand side. This will be an offensive foul on Lorenz. As Oswald beat him to the spot. Lorenz with a little shove on the extension of the forearm. So Lorenz with the foul, his second. As the Huskies will see this with Cooper Kuhlmo here in the backcourt. 61 seconds to play in the third. A little bit of a choppy third quarter, just with some fouls, some turnovers, some timeouts here for these teams. Gilbertson, front court now for Wahpeton. Gilbertson calls out the offense here. Central Cass, a little man-to-man. Gilbertson, we'll see this one right wing as they're able to hand it now to Kuhlmo. Back to Bonchus, able to reverse it to Oswald, left wing. Oswald, little cradle rock, trying to get by Blix, unable to do so as Blix taps it out of bounds, and it will remain Wahpeton basketball. Huskies to inbound it here with Braden Steffens. With 40.2 in the third quarter, Steffens lips it into Gilbertson. Gilbertson at the left wing, couple of dribbles. Gilbertson to the paint, gets fouled, and he will head to the line to shoot 2. Jack Gilbertson, 11 points, has yet to score a field goal in this second half. His 5 of 8 from the free throw line is a foul on Keegan. Peterson will pick up the foul, his third, and 2 free throws here for Gilbertson. Jack averaging 17 points per game, missing the first. Holland will check in now for Central Cass. Least amount of points this season for Wahpeton is 49 back in their season opener up in Thompson on the December the 12th. Free throw attempt on the second is up and in here for Gilbertson. He has 12. Central Cass will see this one up the floor to Peterson. Peterson right wing baseball pass. Now they give it to Blix. As Zemer looks at the clock, and Central Cass looking to take that final shot of the third. Couple of dribbles here for Zemer. Zemer now with 12 seconds. Crossing over, makes his way to the paint. Zemer on the right short corner, foul on Wahpeton, and that will be 2 free throws here for Zemer on the way. Foul on Gilbertson, his third, and we'll see 2 free throws for the aforementioned Zemer. 5 points in the quarter here for Andrew. He's 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 2 free throws here for Central Cass and Zemer late in the third quarter. As the first free throw attempt on the way for Zemer is up and in. Second free throw attempt as Holland will check out with those 3 fouls as Blaze Scott, the 6'2 sophomore, to get a run here for Central Cass. Free throw attempt number 2 here for Zemer is good. Andrew 2 for 2 from the stripe. Huskies got just under 9 seconds here in the third to work with. Steffens up the floor. Zemer nearly got the steal. Steffens with 4 seconds, spins on Zemer. Steffens 30-footer is going to be short. That's how we'll end our third quarter of play. Rebound goes to Zane. Blix his 4th. After 3 quarters, out the Dakota Heritage makes scoreboard. Central Cass up by 21.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back. With an impressive lineup of goodies, including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill, you'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller. And I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. I'm Chase Miller with you courtside today from the Shield Center here on this Tuesday night as the Wahpeton Huskies and the Central Cass Squirrels vie for a spot in the region championship. Here with a win this evening, the Huskies 12 of 22 from the foul line. They've yet to make a three-pointer. Central Cass 7 of 14 from the stripe. They've hit 5 threes so far here in this contest as the Squirrels with Zemer will get this one on the weave looking for Lorenz. Zemer right-hand side will be batted out of bounds by Peterson, and it will remain Central Cass basketball. Well, there's still time from a Wahpeton perspective, but pretty much everything has to go right, down by 20+ entering the fourth quarter for Central Cass. Lorenz will make his way, bounce pass right short corner to Zemer. Zemer will bring it back out. They'll swing it now to Lorenz at the left wing. Cash, couple hard dribbles to the paint, gets fouled and counted on the left-handed finger roll for Cash Lorenz. Lorenz with 23 points here for the junior guard. Kuma will pick up the foul, his 4 teams first, and Lorenz trying to get to 24 points here for Central Cass. He averages 18 points per contest. Free throw is going to go long. Rebound to Steffens. As Brendan Steffens gets his 7th rebound of the game. He's got 11 points, working on a double-double for the senior. Steffens left inside to Oswald. Oswald will see it here back up top to Kumo. Kumo with it between the rings, right-handed side to King. King ripping it through on Holland to the paint, right-handed. Make that left-handed layup. No, rebound is loose, and coming away with it is going to be Zane Blix. Blix will push this one up the floor. Zemer to Peterson, and you run and you score. Keegan Peterson now with 4. Squirrels up by 25. Wahpeton will see it left and inside to King. King with a ball fake, left wing, 2 hard dribbles. King with a step through off the window, no. Rebound is loose to Easton Holland, his 6th. Holland to Zemer, as Zemer will slow it up back to Cash. Lorenz left and inside, will see this to Zemer. Zemer a couple of dribbles now to Holland. Holland at the top, looks for a teammate crossing over, goes inside. Holland drive kick to Peterson, left pocket 3 here for Keegan short. Rebounds loose and 1 here by Cooper Kumo. He has a head of steam up the other side of the floor, able to spin, leave it left, and it's signed to Bonchis. Bonchis at the left elbow, 2 hard dribbles inside, throwing it up and in. And Bonchis now with 4. The Huskies are on the board in this fourth quarter, trailing it by 23. Zemer front court for Central Cass. As they will handle this one, as they do to Cash Lorenz. Lorenz, couple of dribbles, getting guarded here by Oswald. Squirrels with Holland going behind the back. Holland going right at King to the paint, off the window, got it to go. Easton Holland with his first field goal since the second quarter. He's got 12. Had a good start to the game with 10 points, picked up a couple fouls, but he's played really well tonight for the junior forward. Ball will make its way right-handed side to Oswald. Oswald at the right wing, back up top to Steffens. Steffens, college range triple, top of the key, swirls out, rebound is loose, and Holland will come away with it, his 7th. Cash Lorenz finds it to Blix. Blix up the floor now to Zemer. Zemer at the left wing, we'll see this one. Couple of dribbles here for Zemer, able to spin, little slip pass inside to Holland, tiptoes through the paint for 2. Gives Zemer the assist. Holland's got another 2 points. He's got 14 on the night. Steffens. We'll see it with the pass to the baseline. Open three-pointer. Boncha is going to go long. Rebound here to Keegan Peterson, his 2nd. And for Central Cass, they can really start taking the time off of this game and minimizing the possessions as the Squirrels will be playing for their first Region 1 title here Thursday night. As long as this score holds, as Holland hits the deck after King was trying to get the steal. Lorenz here with 5 minutes to play in the quarter, just dribbling up top, crossing over left to right on Oswald. Little Euro step in, and there's a foul as Lorenz went to the free throw line to shoot 2. As Cash to the stripe. 23 points on the night here for Lorenz. As we'll get 2 free throws. As this will be on Carter Oswald, his 2nd. Free throw attempt's going to be long here by Lorenz. Substitutions as Cummings will check back in with Gilbertson. Also into the game here for Wahpeton will be Garnett Anderson, the 6'3 senior forward. Ben Nelson back in alongside with Boer here for Central Cass. And we'll get the free throw by Lorenz. Long rebound as Lucas Christensen will also check in the board here for Garnett Anderson. Central Cass with a healthy lead as this one will be up and in. Gilbertson now with 14 points here for the Huskies. as they will give it up the other side. A couple of dribbles here on the way for Zemer. As Zemer will slip it left and inside. Here's a three-pointer up and in. As Andrew Zemer's got 10. As they see this the other side of the floor for Wahpeton. Wahpeton crossing over right to left inside. Gilbertson gets fouled and counted for the end one. Gilbertson with 16. As Zemer will pick up the foul, his second. Second free throw attempt on the way here for the Wahpeton Huskies. Or for Gilbertson is up, that'll go long. Rebound gets tipped down eventually. One here on the way for Lucas Christensen. Zemer will see this one as they give it right-handed side. Three-pointers up and in for Cole Boer. Boer's got 6. And the Central Cass Squirrels have put up 72 points. This is the most points that Wahpeton has given up against a North Dakota opponent here this season. Ball on the inside will go long. Rebound will be tapped out of bounds by Christensen. The previous high for Wahpeton was twice against Kindred at 70. The most points they've given up is to the Henning Hornets, who are playing in the section semifinals tomorrow. 6A on yourlivevent.com. That was 82 in Minnesota. Playing a couple extra minutes as well, Minnesota, with those 2 halves. Ball will go up top. Three-pointer on the way. Got it. Cooper Cuomo hits the 3. That's the first three-pointer of the night here for Wahpeton. And a timeout on the floor. With 3:32 left to play in the fourth quarter, Central Cass leads it 72-45.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting section, and check out their different paint mixing options from Benjamin Moore, Clark and Kensington, and Royal. From their grills to Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to the customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
High school basketball here today on yourlivevent.com. Time on the floor brought to you in part by Bank North, not new, not national. A hometown bank focused on local decisions and community support. Go to banknorth.bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. With this result for the Wahpeton Huskies, they'll drop to 17-6 on the season and playing the third place game for the first time here in the Region 1A boys basketball tournament. Last 2 years they made it to the championship, so we'll have 2 fresh new teams in the championship upcoming here on Thursday after Kindred fell to Valley City as well. So the Huskies will have to go through the third place in a state qualifier to make it to state. For Central Cass, they're at 1 win away from trying to get into the state tournament here. As we'll get substitutions coming in for Central Cass with Connor Lorenz. He'll come in for Zemer. We got Boer. Also with Brooks Urbis will check in. The 8th grader Lucas Christensen and Ben Nelson here for the Central Cass Girls as they lead it 71-45. So you get the freshman guard Connor Lorenz into the game. They'll see it right-hand side to Ben Nelson. We'll get to some of the Wahpeton Huskies fresh bodies in as well as Lorenz will make his way left and inside. Connor bounce pass to Nelson. Ben ripping it through a couple of dribbles back to Lorenz. Connor will give it back up top now to Urbis. Urbis looking to spin at the high post. Lost and used up his dribble. Right wing now to Nelson. Nelson with 9 seconds making his way on the inside. Ben Nelson on the step through. Bounce pass left and inside. Christensen up and in for 2. Good ball movement for Central Cass as they put 2 more points on the board as we lead it now 73-45. Ball will get swung left and inside to Garnett Anderson. Anderson lost it for a moment. Left and inside to Carter Oswalt. Back around the world as this one goes to Kyler Flack. Flack here, the 5'9 freshman guard, able to get it to Cuomo. Back up top to Anderson. Left wing to Carter Oswalt. Oswalt at the left of the elbow. Gives it back up top. Here's a hard dribble to the paint by Flack, and he gets fouled. Kyler Flack to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul assessed here on the Central Cass Squirrels. As they take a look at the number, foul will be assessed. As this will be on Cole Boer, his second, team's second. And 2 free throws upcoming here for the Wahpeton Huskies with Kyler Flack. As Flack, free throw attempt on the first is short.
Into the game for Wahpeton, number 15, Hunter Higgins, number 20, Cullen Boucher, number 21, Riley Hudson, checking in
As the Central Cass Squirrels and the Wahpeton Huskies will make a couple of more substitutions to match up here with Riley Hansen will check in. Also from there, we'll get a brand new player in the game here in Kellen Cruchet, the freshman forward, as this one gets tipped to the aforementioned Hansen. Now to Lorenz, as Central Cass will work with it here up the front court. Lorenz right-handed side. We'll see this one back to the left wing as they give this now at the left of the key there to Urbis. Urbis on this little weave to Crochet to the baseline now to Hansen, the senior forward at 6'5". Little rub screen coming here. Ball will make its way inside to Hansen. Up, no. Rebound is loose and tipped down the Huskies here with Isaac Anderson, the 6'2" sophomore forward. Will get the loose ball for Wahpeton. Wahpeton front court for Cooper Kumo. Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show. We'll hear from the members of the victorious team, player of the contest, Popeyes combo, and more still to come. There's a dribble pullback three-pointer for Kyler Flack, short. Rebound here to Central Cass, as that'll be won by on the way for a Crochet. Quickly up the floor to Urbis, right-handed layup, no. Rebound gets tipped out, and eventually Central Cass will come away with it here with a three-pointer. Hangness with the rebound. Three-point attempt on the way for a Crochet's off the iron, and a rebound here to Cooper Kumo. Cooper able to see this one left in its side to Kyler Flack, and we'll get a substitution timeout here on the floor as the Huskies will bring in some fresh players into the game, as they'll see Mason Erickson, a 5'6" freshman, getting in. Also with Crosby Anderson, a sophomore forward. Able to see into the game with Austin Fensky, the sophomore at 6 foot even. Also coming in here is Kyler Flack, as we alluded to. Erickson, and ball will go left in its side to Fensky. Fensky right wing now to Erickson. Erickson, couple of dribbles here with 12 seconds on the shot clock, leaves it right in its side as Wahpeton crossing over right to left for Crosby Anderson. There's a foul underneath. This will be the third here against Central Cass. Urbis with the foul, his first. Huskies, we'll see this one on the inbound. Little back cut as they do on the inside. Wahpeton turnaround jumper short. Rebound is loose and eventually won by here for Cole Boer. As Boer will see this one, for Urbis. Urbis with the handoff here to Connor Lorenz. Lorenz on this weave. Now we'll give it to Brooks. Urbis shot will be long. Rebound coming down to Wahpeton as the Huskies will cross the timeline here with Kyler Flack in the front court. As Flack will see this, couple of dribbles to the high post. Flack inside the paint off the window. Good for two for Kyler. Gets on the board, and the Wahpeton Huskies will finish with 47 points. Central Cass Squirrels in this contest will finish with 73. The Central Cass Squirrels pick up the win 73-47. Post-game shows coming up next as the Squirrels will make their way to the Region 1A Championship for the first time here since the inception of the three-division system with a 73-47 win here on your liveevent.com.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At IRE Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact IRE Insurance for guidance you can trust.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community. One that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
We come back here on our player of the game. Join us here, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Cash Lorenz able to finish with 20-plus points here tonight. Get 5 rebounds, a handful of assists and steals. A for-you Cash, like anything else, is kind of walking your way through the first couple minutes in a brand new facility like this here this season against a team who played here yesterday. But after that first quarter, it seemed like your offense really got humming along here. Most points that Wahpeton has given up against an opponent in North Dakota this season. What worked, do you think, after that opening 8 minutes for you guys offensively, Cash?
You know what? We knew Wahpeton's style of basketball. They want to keep their opponent in the 50s. We knew if we wanted to beat them tonight, we got to play better than that. So it was a good team effort tonight, and ultimately we got the job done.
Early on in the game, you out-rebounded the Huskies after one half of play, plus 11. What worked on the window for you here in this one, rebounding?
You know what? We preached physicality all week long. That's what we wanted to do. They kind of out-physicaled us the first 2 times we played them, and we played them close. Today, we didn't really let their physicality bother us, and we kind of boxed them out, got on the boards. It was great.
Cash, as you move forward here, 48 hours from now, you play in a region championship. What's the one thing that you hope to carry over from this game, but from this season, as you try to look for that region championship?
You know, I just want to bring over the positive attitudes we all had and the rebounding and just the ultimate team effort we put in tonight.
Hey, final thing, how fun is it to get a balanced scoring attack? You got yourself going, got Easton going, able to get Ben Nelson a couple and one opportunities. What's it like to see some of the big guys get an interior and get some points in the paint?
Yeah, it's always the best when we're all going. That's when we're playing the best. That's when we're having the most fun.
Hey, Cash, congratulations on the win. We'll see
Thank
you Thursday night.
Yep.
Cash Lorenz with us here, player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. We're back with more after this.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Again, our player of the game brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com as the Central Cass Squirrels pick up the 73-47 win over the Wahpeton Huskies. Matt, let's talk about the defense first. You held Wahpeton to a season low. Their previous season low was their opener against Thompson with 49. You out-rebounded him plus 11 in the first half. What was just working on that side of the floor for you here, Matt?
We really challenged the boys going into this game. You know, Wahpeton's been such a challenging matchup for us. They're well coached and they work their tail off. They respond with a very, very physical game. And so anytime we get 1 foot forward, they respond with physicality. So we really challenged them to lean into that and embrace it. And we knew we had to win the 50-50 balls tonight. So that's O-boards, that's diving for loose balls, getting as many deflections. We wanted people to have to go through 2 defenders to beat us tonight.
On the opposite side offensively, you kind of touched it on the pregame show, right? First game here, Wahpeton played one last night. Maybe took you a little bit to kind of get your footing, but after that first quarter, you put up a bevy of points. What was working after that opening 8 minutes on that side of the floor, Matt?
I think we just needed to take a breath, remember the moment, and enjoy it a little bit. That was part of our message too. We got to enjoy this. You know, there's a little bit of a different pressure with the third and fourth place game, you know, being a shot at going to the state tournament again. And so we knew that we had another opportunity. So we need to enjoy the moment, take a breath, let the game come to you a little bit, and understand that every time things go poorly for us, we have an opportunity to win the next battle.
We can talk enough about Cash and Easton throughout the course of the season as they combine for 30-plus tonight, but how about Ben Nelson getting in the offense a couple of times and just being at the right place at the right time, both offensively and defensively tonight?
Ben Nelly's such a great kid. He's such a big part of what we try to do. He's got great feet, and he's very, very explosive for somebody as strong as he is. And that's kind of the best part of this stretch in March, right? There's no more JV, there's no more balancing quarters, and so we really get to kind of roll through our lineup and give them an opportunity to shine, and Ben did a great job of taking chances and honestly just relishing in the opportunity.
Central Cass 17th win of the season. They'll have a chance for the region championship here on Thursday. Matt, we'll let you go enjoy this one. We'll see you Thursday night.
Hey, thank you much. Appreciate it, man.
And again, Matt Norman, head coach of the Central Cass Squirrels, joined us here on our post-game show on yourliveevent.com as Central Cass picks up the win here in this one, 73-47, as we take a look at some of the finals here in this one and get to our play of the contest and player of the game as well in our combo platter. First, let's get to our Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest. And for Central Cass, it was rebounding, and Matt Norman talked about it in the first in the pregame show. They had to out-rebound Wahpeton to have a chance, plus 11 in the first half. Part of the reason why they built a 14-point lead in the opening 16 minutes. The window won by Central Cass is our play of the game, brought to you in part by Agassi, your local precision planting dealer. Agassi Precision Egg in Hillsboro. Visit planterdoc.com. From there to our Popeyes combo platter of the game, Ben Nelson able to get 3 points in the first quarter, had an and one opportunity in the third. Couple of rebounds, deflections, loose balls off the bench, providing some of the energy as well. Ben Nelson is our Popeyes combo platter of the game, located in the Petro Stopping Center in Fargo. That's Popeyes, located in the Petro Stopping Center just off 45th Street and I-94 here in Fargo. For Central Cass, finished with 24 for the Wrens, 11 for Holland, 10 on the way for Zemer. You saw 6 for Boer, 4 for Christensen, 4 on the way for Deutsch, 2 for Keegan Peterson, and 1 for Zane Blix as well. As we mentioned, Ben Nelson had 5 in this contest. The Squirrels hit 5 3-pointers. They go 8 of 17 from the free throw line. Wahpeton Huskies led in this one by the 16 of Jack Gilbertson. From there, you had Braden Steffens with 11 points, 4 on the way for Bonchis, 1 for King, 2 for Kyler Flack, 9 for Cooper Cuomo, 1 point on the way for Alex Cummings, and 3 points for Rylan Flack. The Huskies would finish 12 of 25 from the free throw line and hit 1 3-pointer here tonight for the Wahpeton Huskies. So the top end of the bracket looks like this. Central Cass with the 73-47 win over the Wahpeton Huskies. Will play in the championship on Thursday night at 7:30. Wahpeton will play for third place at 6 o'clock in a win-or-go-home contest against either Valley City or Oak Grove. That game's coming up in about 15 minutes for the opening tip. Central Cass with the win. Now 17-5 on the season. Huskies drop to 17-6. We're back in about 15 minutes with the opening tip of the Grovers and the Highlanders here on your LiveEvent.com.